Thanks for the opportunity to say a few words on behalf of Natick's candidacy for one of the at-large seats. And I just want to commend the other communities because the 101 chief elected officials will have a difficult job. These are four great towns seeking this opportunity. And it's a difficult opportunity because of the challenges that we face in repairing and revitalizing our infrastructure. Why Natick? Natick is a microcosm of the entire region. Natick is very diverse. We have all modes of transportation, with the exception of conventional rapid transit. We've got toll roads and major highways, we've got bike paths, and we've got walking trails, and of course the regular mix of other modes. We've got innovative solutions in the pipeline or that we've developed that help to knit together transportation with the other issues that are so connected to it, housing and economic development. We've sought innovative ways to help reinforce our transportation systems, whether it's grant programs to help plan and get public participation on new sidewalks or new parking solutions. We've gone to bat against private companies like McDonald's or state agencies like the Registry of Motor Vehicles when their decisions impinge on our neighborhoods. We've sought ways to upgrade the existing transportation infrastructure and to expand accessibility, because it's very important that mobility is available to everybody of every ability. So Natick also has a very diverse population. We have many people of very moderate means and fixed incomes whom we reach out to provide full access to services, including transportation, and for whom the RTA and or paratransit services are very important. And we've got people living in McMansions as well. And they all have to work together in Natick. So our tradition of constructive engagement within the community is shown by many of the people from Natick who move on to serve in a regional capacity. A fellow member of my Board of Selectmen, I should have mentioned, I'm a 5.5-year member of the Natick Board of Selectmen. One of my colleagues was just appointed to the Housing Appeals Committee. We've got folks who, I myself was co-chair of the Metro West Regional Collaborative, a sub-region of the MPO, currently president of the Mass Municipal Association. We work with the 495 Development Compact, the MAPC with various committee capacities. So not just for myself, but for many of the people in Natick, there's a tradition of acting regionally and understanding that we all have to work together. The MPO is not a vehicle to advance the municipality's interests, but to find out how we can help people get from place to place, because our ability to recover and thrive as a region really depends on mobility. So that's a little about ourselves and our community, although I should mention, it is not certain that I would be the town's designee. It may be Patrick Treffett, who's here today. Patrick's our Community Development Director, has worked for the town, the various cities, Salem and Newburyport, Somerville, for the State Executive Office of Transportation. He's one of the people that is well respected in the region and works on our transportation task force with other towns in Metro West. Really a go-to person, and I think the MPO and the region would be well served with either of us sitting in this room every month or every week, or however often the MPO needs to meet to get things done. We have a strategic focus in how we see things. The town has a strategic planning process called Natick 360 that won an innovation award. And what that seeks to do, and what I seek to try to do for transportation, is make sure that we're attending to the grassroots, that we care for the people about what their real concerns are, and then try to channel that into advocacy and education so that people understand how and why decisions are made. Just to point to one example, the MPO has funded expansion of Route 128, the Abilene project. That's very worthy. I'm not sure that's the right way to be channeling federal and state dollars at the expense of other projects. But that's a decision that has to be made with good information in this room. Other candidates have and will speak about scarce resources. That's absolutely true, and it's probably not going to get better. And that's the reason that I would seek to make sure the MPO has an appropriate profile so that people understand the kinds of decisions we need to make, how difficult they are, what the trade-offs are in transportation as in any public policy area, so that we can make sure that we have the support of the people who are going to be actually using our roads and rails and sidewalks and trails. So the critical issues besides scarcity and advocacy, I think, are innovation and really changing the culture of transportation in this area. I use the term calcified to describe some systems that suffer under the weight of history. I think the Boston region is moving out of very highly focused and understanding the importance of intermodal, of regional transportation networks, of alternative transportation, which really shouldn't be considered an alternative at all. Today, October 12th, is the day of the Moving Together Conference in Boston, which is an annual conference sponsored by the Department of Transportation to help draw attention and share best practices on how to develop alternative ways of getting around, but they really shouldn't be an alternative. So I think that we can best represent the region by bringing these issues to the fore, working constructively with the other 21 members of the MPO to make well-informed, reasoned decisions that are defensible. I'd be delighted to get one of your 2 votes on October 26th or beforehand if you do early voting. And thanks for the opportunity to make Natick's case for the MPO.